What the fuck is up, everyone? Prison Miller here, back with another re-rank video. I know it's been a while, so now I'm back with a re-rank. And as let me know on my community tab on which one I got the most votes, it's either Lamb of God, Killswitch Engage, Machine Head, and Power Wolf. And it turns out that Killswitch Engage has the most votes. So there you go. Now I'm doing Killswitch Engage, the re-rank. Last re-rank I did was back in 2020, 3 years ago, and it's changed a lot since then. So yeah, and yes, there is still 8 albums. Their last album they released was in 2019, so they're way overdue for a new album. So anyways, let's go ahead and begin. Alrighty, starting up with their worst at number 8 would be Incarnate. Came out in 2016. I wouldn't say it's a bad album. It's just meh for me. It just sounds way too similar to their last album, and it doesn't quite hold up to this day. So, but there is a few songs I do like from Incarnate. So the songs I do like from here are Alone I Stand, Hate by Design, Strength of the Mind, Just Let Go, and It Falls on Me. So these are the songs I do like. Not a bad album, but it's just kind of mediocre. So yeah, it's just my least favorite. Sorry, it's my cat's tail. Sorry about that. So anyway, yeah, Incarnate would have to be my least favorite at number 8. Alright, up next at number 7 I got is the Howard Jones self-titled album from 2009. I know many people would put this as their worst, and I can see why. Now, I'm going to have to be honest with you guys. I prefer the Howard Jones era of Killswitch Engage over the Jesse Leach era of Killswitch Engage. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Jesse Leach, but I think Howard Jones is better, in my opinion. So, yeah. But this album, I have to say, this is easily the weakest one in the Howard Jones era. And, yeah, this one kind of has more of a radio-friendly type sounding track songs. The reason why I put this above Incarnate is because of how strong the Howard Jones vocals are. So, and there's plenty of songs I do like from this album. So, songs I like from here are Never Again, Starting Over, The Forgotten, The Return, A Light in a Darkened World, and Save Me. So these are, hey, stop. So these are the 6 songs I do like from the Howard Jones. I'm sorry, guys. This is my cat. Hey, sorry. Anyway, so this is the 6 songs I do like from this album. So yeah, I wouldn't argue on this being the worst, but I put this over Incarnate because I think it had better production and Howard Jones' clean vocals sounded way too strong. So yeah. Howard Jones' self-titled album would have to be at number 7. Alright, next up at number 6. It kind of dropped down since my last ranking on them. And it would be Disarm the Descent. Came out in 2013. Now, this album brought back Jesse Leach after Howard Jones left the band in 2012. So, yeah, Jesse Leach is actually the original vocalist from Killswitch Engage, I believe. This album is decent overall, so it's not one of their best, but it's very enjoyable. So, the songs I do like from Disarm the Descent is Beyond the Flames, The New Awakening, In Due Time, A Tribute to the Fallen, You Don't Bleed for Me, The Call, Always, and No End in Sight. So, these are the few songs I do like from Disarm the Descent. I think this is a decent album overall. It's not one of their best, but it's pretty enjoyable. So, yeah, this album is decent. So, that's all I have to say here. So, Disarm the Descent would have to be at number 6 for me. Okay, number 5 changed a lot, and that would be their latest album, Atonement, came out in 2019. This used to be in my top 3, but not so much anymore. I mean, I still do like the album, and I still think it's a lot better than their previous few albums. So, but it's no longer in my top 3. It's no longer one of their best, in my opinion. So, but yes, it is their strongest album in a long time, I would say. And there's shit tons of songs I actually do like. So the songs I do like from Atonement is Unleashed, The Signal Fire featuring Howard Jones, who was the previous vocalist, The Crownless King featuring Chuck Billy from Testament, As Sure as the Sun Will Rise, Know Your Enemy, I Can't Be the Only One, and Bite the Hand That Feeds. So yeah, this one is I still do enjoy this album, but it dropped down a bit, so, but I still like it though. It still holds up. So, yeah, I think it's a good album. But anyway, Atonement will have to be at the middle at number 5. Okay, number 4 might be controversial, and that would be Alive or Just Breathing. Now, I know many people put this as their best. It's a great album, but I think it's slightly overrated. Mainly because there's a few songs from the previous album that were recorded, in this album, and I just don't think it fits with the album. That's why I decided to put it lower. I would put it at number 1 or 2 if it wasn't for the those re-recorded tracks. But there's a shit tons of songs I do like. So the songs I do like are Number Days, Self-Revolution, My Last Serenade's an awesome song, Life Too Lifeless, Just Barely Breathing. I think that's a re-recorded track that I actually do like. I may be wrong. Temple from the Within I think that's Temple. You know what? Never mind. Let's continue. The Element of One and Rise Inside. So these are the songs I do like from Alive or Just Breathing. I like this album. Don't get me wrong, but it's slightly overrated. Not extremely overrated. It's not extremely overrated. It's not the most overrated album I've heard. It's just a little bit overrated. That's all. So, Alive or Just Breathing comes in at number 4. Okay. Now, number 3 is when I like all songs. So at number 3 is going to be the Jesse Leeds self-titled from 2000. This is their debut album. Yes, a lot of people put this at very low, and I honestly don't see why. I think this is one of their best albums, and I do think it's better than Alive or Just Breathing. It's just very heavy, and it's so aggressive, and it's a very strong debut. I don't get why it's so low, but anyway, maybe because of the lack of clean vocals. Yes, there's clean vocals at a few moments, but it fits well with the album. So there's only 9 songs. I guess it's because the album is too short, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, here's all the songs I do like. Yeah, Temple Within. That was from their Alive or Just. It was re-recorded on Alive or Just Breathing. Okay. Fied Infra. Irreversal is an amazing song, by the way. I just love the breakdown to it. Rusted Embrace. Prelude. Soil Burn. Numb Sickened Eyes. In the Unblind. And the instrumental track One Last Sunset. So these are all the 9 tracks I do like. Very underrated album. I think this album needs more listens to get up that high, I believe. I don't know. They might have listened to this album a few times. That's why they probably put this at the bottom. But this album just rose right up in my list. So yeah, Jesse Leeds, Killswitch Engage. Their debut album comes in at number 3. Alrighty, number 2 I got is As Daylight Dies, came out in 2006. This is one of 3 Howard Jones albums. This was at number 1 at one point. It's kind of a flip-flop for me, which I'm about to mention, the album I'm about to mention shortly. But anyway, back to it. Yeah, just a classic album, classic metalcore album. What could I say? So, you know what? I'm including the bonus tracks too. So, here's all the tracks. Daylight Dies. This is Absolution. The Arms of Sorrow is an awesome song. Excuse me. Unbroken. My Curse is an awesome fucking song. For You. Still Beats Your Name. Eye of the Storm. Break the Silence. Desperate Times. Reject Yourself. And there's 4 bonus tracks. B1, Let the Bridges Burn. This Fire is an amazing song. And the Dio cover, Holy Diver. So these are all the 15 tracks that I do like. Definitely a classic metalcore album. Definitely one of the strongest in my opinion. So there you go. As Daylight Dies comes in at number 2 for me. Alrighty, number 1 I got is The End of Heartache. Came out in 2004. Yeah, this is their first album with Howard Jones in it, and yes, this is definitely a masterpiece album. Definitely enjoy it. So here's all the tracks that I do like. Yeah, I'll include the bonus tracks, but I'm ignoring the remix versions and the live tracks. So here's all the tracks. A Bid Farewell, Take This Out, featuring Jesse Leach, since he was the original vocalist and came back a decade later. When Darkness Falls, Rose of Sharon, the interlude track Inhale, Breathe Life. The End of Heartache is an awesome fucking song. Declaration, World Ablaze, and another instrumental track in Embers Rise. Wasted Sacrifice. Hope Is, featuring Phil Labonte from All That Remains. I've done All That Remains before, but will I do a re-rank on them? Maybe, I don't know. And then there's 2 tracks. One's a re-recorded track from their debut album. Irreversal, which featuring Jesse Leach and Phil Labonte, and My Life for Yours. So these are all the 14 tracks that I do like. So yeah, I absolutely love this album. I honestly think this is their best album. Like I said before, I prefer the Howard Jones version, Howard Jones in Killswitch Engage over Jesse Leach Killswitch Engage. Don't get me wrong, Jesse Leach's a great vocalist, but again, I prefer I think Howard Jones is better. That's all. Anyway, yeah. End of Heartache comes in at number 1 for me. Alright guys, so that's my re-rank. And next re-ranking I got is Lamb of God. I already got it recorded. I just didn't finish editing it and all. So it was in my list, but I actually recorded. It was done. All of it was recorded, but I'm uploading the Killswitch Engage re-rank first because it got the most votes. So the next one will be the Lamb of God re-rank. So there you go. And I'm going back to the new rankings that I haven't done before. I do have thinking of ranking Death Clock since they released a new album, and maybe Orbit Culture, which is a band that I was new in. They just released an album as well. I do have thoughts of ranking them as well. So there you go. So yeah guys, that's the video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get the fuck out of here. So I'm out.